Hey guys, today I'll be explaining week 11, project 3, which is on tree diagram. The question is, suppose there is new disease that is really dangerous. However, only 1 out of 4,500 people get affected by it. Scientists develop a new test to screen people for the disease. It can correctly detect the disease 99.7% of the time. The scientists have chosen not to use this new test because it also gives a false positive 6% of the time. A false positive means that the test says that a person has the disease, but she really doesn't. Using a tree diagram, calculate the probability that a person who has tested positive for the disease actually has the disease. So this is the tree diagram I made. So there's the new disease. They said 1 out of 4,500 people get affected by it. So 1 out of 4,500 people is 0.002% of the people get affected by it, which is really low. And then 99.9998% of the people don't get affected by the disease. But we're looking for people who tested positive for actually has the disease. So they're going to use this device 99.7% of the time they detect the disease. So people who have the disease, they get 99.7% of the time they get detected, and then 0.3% they don't get detected. And for people who doesn't have disease, they say 6%. They also gives a 6% of the false report, meaning people don't have the disease, but they in the report it says they have the disease. So 6% of the time, people who don't have disease get detected or tested positive for having disease, and 94% don't have disease, which is good because they actually don't have a disease. And the thing we're looking for is calculate the probability that a person who tested positive for the disease actually has the disease. So it's asking for a person who actually has the disease when it tested positive. So this is our formula, which is people actually have the disease and tested positive over people who tested positive. So who actually has the disease and tested positive are 99.7%, and people who tested positive. To get this, we add the people who got tested positive, whether they have or have not have the disease. So 99.7 plus 6%, which equals into 105.7%, and then 99.7 over 105%, and we put that into calculator, which gives 94%. So our conclusion is 94% of the people who tested positive actually have the disease. And it's pretty high, so I think it is okay to use this. And thank you.